Hello and welcome to my September update from the Garage Railway. Just noticed it looks a complete mess. Give me 1 second please. Apologies for the mess. Right, that's a bit better. So, September update, things I've been up to. I have been doing some ballasting. I've got some ballasting that's been happening here. When I did ballast this, it actually all went a bit green, which was a bit of a concern. The PVA turned all of the track green. It made the ballast look very green, but actually now it's got a little slight bit of weathering on it. It looks a bit better. So we've got some ballast along this section here and a little bit of grass, but just the first kind of layer really, and this runs all the way along to here. Now along here at the front of the track, this is going to be a canal, and I'm going to pop a little crane in here as well so I can reverse stuff in and can go into the canal. That's going to be a scale scenes kit, and I've got to work out how much I've got to, I think it can, if I've put a lock in, if I do put the lock in, I can go down as far as 1 centimetre, so I'll have to take out some of the wood to go down on that, but we'll see. There's my turntable control, put my turntable, still very much working, very pleased with that. Which reminds me, the change that I've made to the turntable. So I'll put that clip in now. So one change I made is my turntable was driven using this coupling, because the motor I used was 6mm. 6mm, and the shaft was only 4mm. So I got this coupling from a model plane people, and I put it on, and I thought there was a little bit of play in it. So when I pressed the button to send it, it took a little bit of time to get going. I thought that was in this because it was adjustable like this, a wiggly waggly one. So I sent off to China for a solid one, a solid brass one. Took a long time to come, and it came eventually. I'll show you that. That's just under here. Can't see anything, can you? But it's there. I'll try and. It is there, I promise. And I've installed that. So once I've installed that, as you can see, if I press the button now, it's made no difference whatsoever. It must just be the engine, the motor that I'm using, in order to generate the torque that it generates. There must be a little bit of a lag as it goes from side to side. For instance, if I'm going this direction and stop and then start again, it's instantaneous. But then if I change direction, it takes a little bit of time, and I think I'm just going to have to accept that that's just the way it is. So that was the turntable. I've also ballasted now along here. This is going to be coaling stage, the ratio tower. Going to be here so I can reverse stuff into the coaling stage. Let's move that because I don't like it being off centre. Lovely. And this here running into there, I've weathered this little bit of track, and I've weathered this little bit of track, and I've also weathered some of this, but I don't know whether it might need a little bit more weathering. I shall see. I'll have a think about that. So I've got yet to weather this, and I've got yet to put the concrete in there, and still being me, I've yet to finish this. My wife tells me that I never finish jobs. I do intend to finish it, but I have a bit of a slapdash approach. I popped in this little water tower that I made, this little scale scenes kit. Really nice kit. There's going to be a load of buildings around this area. I'm going to have here on this corner here, there's going to be a warehouse, a workshop, a couple of other scale scenes kits. This is going to be a maintenance shed. Here is going to be another warehouse with a little bit of a platform, and here on this side is going to be a goods shed that they can go into, and along the back here is all going to be a wall all the way around the back. So the road will come into here, come down here to where there's going to be a signal box here, and then a little parking area for the signal man or woman. This is a 40, so it'll be a man, unfortunately. And then this road will also continue around to here and down to here, where there'll be more parking, and a little and in here will be a little storage. In this corner here will be a little storage area for some building supply stuff and whatnot. The back 4 tracks still haven't gone in yet. I will get to that. So I'll bring you down to here. You might see my new bridge. This is going to go over the platform, which is also new. I shall show you the platform. This bridge here is a Pico kit, Pico bridge, the girder bridge, but the bit below I've added in myself. I just made that from card. I scratch built it. I'm excited to say that because it's very not often I get to say I scratch built it. But I scratch built that for some card. It's had a little bit of weathering, and it's going to have quite a bit more, some rusty bits and whatnots. So that's going to be done. I've weathered my chamber. I'll show you that in a minute because I only had a little bit of weathering. I've also been doing this. This is my track cleaning car I've made. It's got a little, I drilled through 2 holes and attached a, what is a fishing weight to the top, so it sits down on the track. It's just a little piece of wood at the minute that runs along, hopefully cleaning my track. And it does pick up some dirt, and I'll sand that clean every once in a while. So I've done that. I've also got this platform. Sorry, I'm whizzing through here. I've also got this platform. I've not finished this kit yet. I've just kind of put it in so I can move it about and make sure everything works. It's the scale scenes kit again. It's quite wide. I think this works out in a real life scale of about 6 meters, maybe longer. Wider, this platform, but all the buildings on, hopefully it shouldn't look too strange. I'm going to have to pop a little support in here and a little bit of wall here at the back of the platform, but I want to be able to take this out and put it in for when I'm ballasting and everything, so I'm not going to fix that down yet. I've added in some cobbles because along here where the platform comes here, I'm going to have a bridge, a tunnel here, so the traffic can come into the station. But I had a space along here, so what's going to come along here will be shops under the arches and whatnots, all the way up here. So I'm going to take out some of these and put in some little puddles and weather all of these, and put in some kind of workshops and stuff like that. I've been playing around on the computer. I haven't printed any out yet, but working lots of different types, getting lots of different fonts to make lots of different scenes and stuff like that. And lots of different like doorways, and I'll light some of the workshops and stuff like that. They're under the arches. Moving along, I don't know if I've shown you this yet. Please excuse this bit here. I had a bit of trouble dealing with this baseboard join, so it looks a bit higgledy-piggledy at the moment, and I've still got to put a covering piece over here. But there'll be trees, maybe bushes and stuff here to cover this, but it's because of the baseboard join that I had that issue. But I've put in this. This is another Pico bridge kit, and the bottom piece here is I scratch built using card to make this tunnel, or this bridge here. And over here, this will run to my viaduct, which is starting to come along, but it's still taking me a lot of time. I've only just started putting in some kind of ledges on here and putting these together because I have to do them all one at a time. It takes a very long time, and I've got so many jobs to do that I end up just kind of like just doing a scatter approach over everything and doing things bit by bit. So it's taken me a bit longer to do this viaduct than I originally wanted, but I've been working on it. Only up to there, you can see. And I've put down a little bit of grass and scatter just to see how it's going to go. And also I've got here my riverbed I've started to work on. It's a bit of a mess because I've got some scatter on there, but I've started painting in some colours that I want, and you can see the riverbed runs all along there. This section here is a waterfall. If I can touch it, it's going to be a waterfall. So it runs up there and it runs all the way up to here, where that will also be another waterfall, and there'll be a tunnel entrance here, so I'll be able to cover it all up and all the way over here. These rocks are made using tree bark. I'll try and get in, and so that's used tree bark, and then it's had a bit of dry brushing. It'll need a little bit more because now I can see there's lots of bits I've missed. And once I've got lots of trees in and stuff like this, I'm expecting this will look quite nice. I've got a little flat area there. I'm going to put in a little bothy or something like that, a little Scottish bothy, a little bit of interest. And I'm looking forward to doing the water. I'm going to use realistic water for that, and I think you can use some silicone to make the strands to go over the waterfalls, but I'll wait until I've got all of this in and all of my grass in before I start worrying about that. I've also added in some more track. This line here, actually these 3 lines here, these 2 sections here, and from along here are all new. This tunnel was a bit of a nightmare. Tunnel bridge was a bit of a nightmare, making sure I could get the clearance from all of the coaches in, and I can get the clearance, and that's all good. Now the track I've got in runs this line. I've put in this one. This was the this will go up to my high level, so it's glued onto the cork, but it's not actually fixed down, and it only goes up 2%, so I'm not worried about the gradient. But this line here runs all the way around here into there and runs back onto there. It will actually run at the very far end of the 4 tracks all the way around along here, and then join on to this bit of track here to form a completely separate loop from the inner loop. It was originally going to be a main line, but then I realised I had far too many main lines to make that work. And this corner up here being as tight as it is, and there's not really any other way of making it less tight, means that it's quite. No, there is another way of making it less tight. It means that it's quite tricky getting some of the really large trains around. I've kind of eased it out a bit and played around with it, and I think I'm getting there now. Let's run this little fella around here to try and show that it does go. Right, come on in. Right, here we go. So when I first put it in, I was struggling with it because it was slipping. There's a bit of dirty track there, ignore that. Here it comes, and it's actually making it round okay there. Now I mentioned that I had weathered my little 4F, so I'm going to bring that in now. So I'll have a little look at the weathering there. She is. So I put some rust, dry brushed with the powders, some Humbrol powders, some rust on the bottom there and a little bit over here. I need to get some dull coat for it to dull it down a little bit, and I put some white ash at the front here. I've ordered some smoke powder and roof dirt to do the top here, but I haven't received that yet, even though I ordered it about a week ago on eBay from a seller, and I won't say the name of them because I've yet to email them and say I haven't received it. I'll send that off to them today. But that's looking good, very pleased with that. So I'm going to send that off, not backwards, I'm send it forwards. Off it goes. Still running DCC. I'll change that onto DC. I might stick it on a little list for Christmas, the things I want for Christmas as a DCC set up. This piece of sculpture here, ignore that. That's going to be roughly that height where the thing would come around, so it's going to look more like a cutting. But I don't know the way I've done this. I'm going to do this using layers of card, so I've got more, so I can sculpt it a little bit nicer because I don't know that at all. So that's coming out. But apart from that, that's pretty much all I've done this month. So thanks for watching, and see you again soon, hopefully. Bye bye.